Welcome to another session of microengineering. In today's session, we are going to deal with varactor diode. As you can see in the characteristics of this diode, you can see that this diode, when it is working in the reverse bias, it is working in two modes. First, the saturation current, reverse current, which is moving over here, and the avalanche current. Basically, what happens is that varactor diode is always shown by a variable capacitance. The symbol is always shown as you can see, a variable capacitor. A variable capacitor. The idea of showing a variable capacitance over here is that you must have seen in lower semesters also about it, but at higher frequency, at micro frequency, it has been seen that a lot of energy is being stored within this gaps between the plates. So as a result of which, depending upon the width of the region, what is this region we call? We call it as a width of the depletion region, and the amount of bias which we are applying over here, it immediately starts conducting. So your entire varactor diode region works on this region between the saturated reverse current and the avalanche current. So as discussed in the previous slide, we have seen that in the varactor diode will be always working in the reverse bias junction. So in the reverse bias junction, what you can see is that it has got a junction capacitance. If you remember, I told you that it is always shown by a variable capacitance, and this variable capacitance will have minimum losses because it does not involve any resistances in that amplification mode. How do you reduce the losses? You can have the losses very minimum by reducing the size of the active parts of the diode itself. In the diffuse junction diode, whenever you are applying the reverse bias condition, they tend to have a depletion region between the two. That depletion region will be observed when you are applying a bias to it. If zero bias is applied to this diode, what capacitance do you see? It's marked over here as C0. So the width of the depletion region over here, you can see the width of the depletion region depends upon the applied bias, and the capacitance is always inversely proportional to the width of this layer. Now, of course, this diode can work above 1000 gigahertz, but any diodes cannot work at infinite amount of frequency. So it is always advisable that this diode works at Fc upon 10. That is, it is advisable that it works in the range of 500 gigahertz rather than going to 1000. It is because when you are trying to find the cutoff frequency of this diode, it is found to be inversely proportional to the capacitance and a base series resistance. Now, you can see in the next slide. So as I told you that when we are trying to see the equivalent circuit, it is always going to have a series base resistance and a variable capacitance. So it normally conducts in the forward direction. That means in a normal forward bias condition, it will just conduct in the forward direction. But the reverse current saturates at very low voltage. That you've seen already in that characteristics, right? When you are having a characteristic, you saw that it is happening in a very small value, very small value, C naught value. So you are expecting that the Fc should be Fc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi Rs into C naught, very small minimum value of capacitance. The conduction and the avalanche both are occurring in the two conditions, and they are occurring in the reverse bias condition. So basically basically this varactor diode is working in the reverse saturation current and the avalanche current. As explained before, we are trying to tell you that the the cutoff frequency depends upon the C minimum and the RB. C minimum and RB. We would like to have a minimum junction capacitance so that you get a very high cutoff frequency. Even though it can work at to very high frequency, we will limit it to very less frequency. As I told you, Fc by 10 gives you a you can say desirable results. This can be made up of silicon as well as gallium. Mostly it is preferred as gallium arsenide type of materials because it has got a high electron mobility and it can work at it can withstand very high temperature. You can see in the next slide. This is made of gallium arsenide over here. This construction, a diode which has been kept in the metallic encapsulation. The reason of keeping always in metallic encapsulation is that it gives you a better, you can say, mechanical property. Then the diode becomes more rugged. You can see you can see the varactor diode always being used in parametric amplifier. And please note that it is used as an LNA. So it becomes a very important diode in microwave history. You can see that it can work at very high temperatures. Can you see that lowest temperature can work up to minus 269 degrees Celsius? Very, very important. And at the same time, it can work up to nearly 1000 gigahertz. But as I told you, you cannot make it work at such a high frequencies, because you always, in an equivalent circuit, it is always accompanied by a series resistance also. It is always accompanied by a series resistance, so it is always advisable that you need to work at FC less than 10, so that it gives you the desirable results. So note the application of varactor diode, it is used in parametric amplifier, which is an LNA.